Hello, creatures of the internet, and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. Let us resume. I believe we left off right outside Flemeth's hut, as we now have Morrigan in our party. Yes. It's been... oh, we gotta level him up. It's been quite a few days since I played this. I feel like we should add one there. And put some into strength. Sure. We'll go with that. Threaten, not super into that. Expert combat training. Geez, what do I want to use this point on? I really hate all of these. Taunt and threaten are pretty much the same. Do we have any actual attacks? There's like... what do we need here? Dexterity? Shield tactics? Shield mastery? Overpower? None of these are like... so this one needs strength. We don't have enough for that. So what does this do? Shield defense. I really don't want to do any of these. This would be nice if he could... if he had the health to back it up. That one causes fatigue. Let's try this one, I guess. I really don't want to use either of them, but what choice do I have? Alright, now we are, it autosaved, going to venture forth. Now this is our world map. We are actually going to go to our camp, which is right up here before we go anywhere else. We are in our party camp, where we can talk to our party members, which we only have 2 at the moment.
What do you need?
Do you want to talk about Duncan?
You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did.
I just thought you might need to talk.
I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the Blight and everything. I'm sorry.
No harm done, Alistair. There's no need to apologize. Yes, well, let's forget about it. Just don't let it happen again. Yes, well, let's forget about it.
This isn't really the time to mourn, is it?
No, not really.
Not when there's so many who are still going to die unless we do something. Mourning can come later. By the time the snows come, this will all be done one way or the other.
So it will.
What do you need?
What else you got to say? I'd like to ask you something.
Ask away.
What can a Templar do exactly?
Essentially, they're trained to fight. The Chantry would tell you that the Templars exist simply to defend. But don't let them fool you. They're an army. The other main purpose for a Templar is, of course, to hunt mages. To that end, we train in talents that drain mana and disrupt spells.
So, couldn't others learn these talents? So, Templars use magic
You
themselves.
could call it that, sure. The Chantry doesn't look on it the same way, however, since really our talents only work on mages. Against a regular person, I'm just a guy in a metal suit.
Ain't that the truth? Have you hunted mages?
No,
Many
I never
mages.
actually became a full Templar. Duncan recruited me before I took my vows. I was only present during one harrowing, the ritual that they test the mages with. It's not unlike our joining, really. And just as deadly. The girl they tested, she had a demon put inside her to see if she could resist. And she couldn't. We had to end it quickly. I have to say I didn't have much interest in becoming a Templar after that.
Who would? That's pretty brutal. So couldn't others learn these talents? Seems like the Templars could run the Chantry.
You'd think that, but it's not so. The Chantry keeps a close rein on its Templars. We are given lyrium to help develop our magical talents, you see. Which means we become addicted. And since the Chantry controls the lyrium trade with the dwarves, well, I'm sure you can put two and two together.
Excuse me. So you were addicted to this lyrium? That's horrible. I can't believe they would do that. Sounds like an excellent method of control. Oh god. Yeah?
Thankfully, no. You only start receiving lyrium once you've taken your vows. You don't need lyrium in order to learn the Templar talents. Lyrium just makes Templar's talents more effective, or so I was told. Maybe it doesn't even do that. The Chantry usually doesn't let their Templars get away either, so they can spread their secrets. I'm a bit of an exception. Lucky me.
Wow. He hated that. He got really angry there.
What do you need? Ask away.
Tell me about the Grey Wardens. We kind of already know. So you said this Arl Eamon raised you.
Did I say that? I meant that dogs raised me. Giant slobbering dogs from the Anderfells. A whole pack of them, in fact.
Okay, sure. That's not what I remember you telling Flemeth.
Well, if you're going to go and pay attention to the facts, then fine. Let's see, how do I explain this? I'm a bastard. And before you make any smart comments, I mean the fatherless kind. My mother was a serving girl in Redcliffe Castle who died when I was very young. Arl Eamon wasn't my father, but he took me in anyhow and put a roof over my head. He was good to me, and he didn't have to be. I respect the man, and I don't blame him anymore for sending me off to the Chantry once I was old enough.
I don't care how many times I have played this game. Alistair always makes me laugh with the same lines every time. Why did he send you off to the Chantry? He wasn't your father, so you know who is? But you blamed him then, I take it?
I know who I was told was my father. He died even before my mother did, anyhow. It isn't important. Arl Eamon eventually married a young woman from Orlais, which caused all sorts of problems between him and the king because it was so soon after the war. But he loved her. Anyhow, then you, Arlessa, resented the rumors which pegged me as his bastard. They weren't true, but of course they existed. The Arl didn't care, but she did. So off I was packed to the nearest monastery at age 10, just as well. The Arlessa made sure the castle wasn't a home to me by that point. She despised me.
Sounds about right. That kind of shit happened a lot. But, did he just admit it there, or is he just saying that the rumors of him being Arl Eamon's bastard was, going around, not the king's? You were probably luckier than most orphans. Wasn't it inappropriate for the Arl to raise an orphan? No, if he adopted him. What an awful thing to do to a child. Sounds like a bunch of whining. It kind of is.
Maybe. She felt threatened by my presence, I can see that now. I can't say I blame her. She wondered if the rumors were true herself, I bet. I remember I had an amulet with Andraste's holy symbol on it. The only thing I had of my mother's. I was so furious at being sent away, I tore it off and threw it at the wall and it shattered. Stupid, stupid thing to do. The Arl came by the monastery a few times to see how I was, but I was stubborn. I hated it there, and blamed him for everything. And eventually, he just stopped coming.
Is he gonna cry? Also, I'm trying to get my cat away from a project I have going on, and she's just driving me nuts. So if you hear weird sounds, that's me trying to scare her off. And you think the Arl will help us? Are you sure he isn't your father? You were young. Yeah, are you sure he's not your father?
Yes, I'm quite sure. At any rate, I don't look anything like him. You'll see for yourself. Not that it stopped the rumors any. All I know is that the Arl is a good man and well loved by the people. He also was King Kaelin's uncle, so he has a personal motivation to see Loghain pay for what he did. Anyway, that's really all there is to the story.
Yeah, we know exactly who you look like. Get that shit off my screen, thank you. Okay, he was happy with that.
What
else
do you
got
need?
To say?
Ask away.
Why have you remained a Templar if you hate the change?
Have you seen the uniform? It's not only stylish, but well made. I'm a sucker for good tailoring.
Oh my god. I thought Templars wore heavy plate mostly. Oh? I don't think I've ever seen you wearing it. Not this again. Can't you answer a simple question? This
I keep
one.
it hidden under my pillow. Sometimes I'll take it out just so I can hug it fondly and remember the good old days. Brings a tear to the eyes, you know.
God damn it. And what's the real reason? So you stay a Templar out of sentiment. So this is where you deflect questions with humor, right? Do all Templars make these jokes or just you?
Oh, you know, between all the guilt and the hours spent in solemn prayer, any good Templar or priest is just bursting to tell a few good jokes when the opportunity arises. You don't really want to know about my being a Templar, do you? It's really quite boring.
I think you in general can be quite boring. Not if it's going to lead to more of your stupid jokes, no. You don't have to tell me then. I was just curious. Then make something up more exciting?
You know, I like the way you think. But I guess if you're really curious, there's no harm in obliging. I have a couple of interesting-looking moles I can show you later, too, if you're interested.
Oh god,
The truth of the matter is that I did hate going to the monastery. The initiates from poor families thought I put on airs, while the noble ones called me a bastard and ignored me. I felt like Arl Eamon had cast me off, unwanted, and I was determined to be bitter. But I took some solace in the training itself, I guess. I was actually quite good at it.
Is he serious about these moles, or is he just making it up? And if so, is he really gonna show us? I'm a little bit concerned. What did you enjoy about the training? Enjoyed hunting mages, did you? I think I understand.
The education, mostly, but also the discipline. You need to have a disciplined mind in order to use the abilities we have. It was difficult, but rewarding. I never really felt at home anywhere, though, until I joined the Grey Wardens. And Duncan felt my Templar abilities might be useful for when we encountered Darkspawn magic, so I kept it up. What about you? Do you have anywhere you consider home?
Not anymore, no. Anywhere my clan goes is my home. I guess my home is with the Grey Wardens now, with you. Home is wherever camp is. We're travelers now. That's very true, considering she is Dalish. Well, I guess your home's there.
It is. I didn't know you felt that way. We won't always
Not
be
about
traveling
you.
like this, you know. Once the war is over, once the Blight is... well, a time will come when we'll have to think about having a real home again. Though that seems like a far ways off. And I suppose the Grey Wardens are gone for good. Either way.
I don't feel that way about you, Alistair. I'm sorry. You're funny. You're only friend material. That's assuming we even survive. They can be rebuilt. You can always keep traveling. This is not the time to think about it.
I suppose you're right. We can create new Grey Wardens, but we'll never get back those we lost. I wonder if it would ever feel the same. Anyhow, now I've sidetracked us. We'd better get back to what we're supposed to be doing right now.
What are we supposed to be doing right now? Talking to you more?
What do you need?
I think so. What
Ask
else you
away.
got? Didn't we already ask that? So how did you become a Grey Warden? Can you teach others to be a Templar?
I could, but I really would rather not. When the Grand Cleric let Duncan recruit me, she made me swear never to reveal Templar secrets outside of the Chantry.
You just did.
I'd rather not go back on my word.
You don't think this is important? And what if I ordered you to do it? Alright, we'll just respect
Ask
his
me
word.
later, perhaps. Maybe I'll change my mind. This is not something small you're asking, after all.
No, not usually.
What do you need? Ask away.
I guess we'll ask this.
Such as they are.
Of course. Where are the nearest Grey Wardens from
That's
here?
a good question. There's plenty in Orlais, but who knows where they might be found. And the nearest Orlesian city is weeks away. If we go
Jeez.
north and cross the sea, there's bound to be some in the Free Marches. Again, however, I just don't know where. I don't know anything about Grey Wardens in other lands.
Wow, he's really new then. Is there a headquarters somewhere?
Here in Ferelden, there's our compound in Denerim at the palace, but that's it. Loghain will have control over that and be watching it, no doubt. Beyond that, the only place I know of is Weishaupt Fortress. That's the headquarters of all Grey Wardens in the Anderfells, 1,000 miles from here, but I've no idea how to even contact them. So unless we try to get back to the compound in Denerim, I suppose the answer is no. There's nowhere for us to go.
So what happens now that there's just the two of us?
I imagine that eventually the Grey Wardens outside of Ferelden will wonder what's happened. Why there's no contact from Duncan or someone. They'll send someone eventually. Though who knows what Loghain's people in Denerim will tell them. Maybe they won't send anyone. We could try to contact them. But that would mean leaving Ferelden, and even if we did, they couldn't come back with us in time to stop the Blight. So that means whatever happens, it's up to us.
You know, there is such thing as messenger birds. Back in this time, I believe. Will we need to start rebuilding the Order?
I mean, eventually we would have to use the joining to make more Grey Wardens, right? But I don't know how to do the joining, or what's involved. I know it involves lyrium and some other magic, and that it's really difficult to prepare, but that's it. Unless we can find out more about the joining, I guess we better get used to the idea that there might only be two of us for now. Until more come from elsewhere.
You forgot the part about the Darkspawn blood? What would happen if we just left?
Just left? You mean just left
My stomach.
Ferelden? I don't know. If there's an archdemon, however, we're supposed to be the only ones who can defeat it. And that means the Blight would grow unchecked. Eventually, other Grey Wardens in Orlais and other lands would hear about it, and they would come to fight it, but they wouldn't come in time to save Ferelden. There's no way. I'm not going anywhere.
Fine, you party pooper. What the hell, didn't I click that? Apparently not.
About the Grey Wardens, anyhow. Fair enough. What do you need? Ask away.
I'm pretty sure we asked this
Same way
already.
you did. You drink some blood, you choke on it, and pass out. You haven't forgotten already, have you?
You drink some blood, you choke on it, and you pass out. That sounds like any kind of alcoholic party, doesn't it? What kind of parties do kids call that shit nowadays, anyway? I mean, before that, very funny.
I do my best. What can I say? Let's see, I was in the Chantry before. I trained for many years to become a Templar, in fact. That's where I learned most of my skills.
You don't seem like the religious sort.
You're telling me I was banished to the kitchens to scour the pots more times than I can count. And that's a lot. I can count pretty high. The Grand Cleric
Wow.
didn't want to let me go. Duncan was forced to conscript me, actually, and was she ever furious when he did. I thought she was going to have us both arrested. I was lucky.
You think Duncan took pity on you? Oh no. You think this is better than being a Templar? Why did the Grand Cleric want to keep you? I know why.
I wondered that myself. It's not as if she valued me highly. I think she just didn't want to give anything to the Grey Wardens, is all. The Chantry didn't lose much. And I think I can do more fighting the Blight anyhow, rather than sitting in a temple somewhere. I'll always be thankful to Duncan for recruiting me. If it hadn't been for him, I wouldn't have.
He's gonna cry again, but we know exactly why the Grand Cleric wanted to keep him from the Grey Wardens. Not because they were Grey Wardens, but we'll find out here shortly. I shouldn't have brought it up. I'm sorry. Don't start crying again, please.
Yes, you're right. I should be angry for what happened to him, not sad. I shouldn't forget what Logain did. Come on, let's go. I think I'm done talking.
Okay, he didn't like that either. But he's right. He should be angry, not upset. Well, upset, I guess, as well. But, we don't have our friends here yet. Alright. Let's, yak it up with, Morrigan.
What do you wish of me?
I'd like to ask you something.
If you must.
How did you become a shapeshifter?
I was not born such. 'Tis a skill of Flemeth's, taught over many years in the wilds. The chastened have tales of we witches, saying that we assume the forms of creatures to watch them from hiding. When a child is alone and separate from his tribe, that is when we strike, dragging the young boy kicking and screaming to our lair to be devoured. A most amusing legend.
So it is. Your mother has been doing this for a long time, then. That does sound like something you do. Ouch. But it's just a legend, right?
Changing her form, certainly. Devouring lost children, I cannot say. She has not done it in my experience, though in truth my lifespan is but a fraction of her own. Why do you ask? Is there something specific you wish to know?
How does she know that, anyway? Did Flemeth just outright tell her about her lifespan? Can you change into other human forms as well?
The form of an animal is different from my own. One may study the creature, learn to move as it does, think as it does. In time, this allows one to become as it is. I gain nothing by studying another human. I already am the same as they are. I learn nothing. So the answer is no, my human form is the only one I possess.
Though you probably more than likely could. Can anyone become a shapeshifter?
Anyone with sufficient will. But the act of transformation is a magical one. 'Tis a spell and thus requires a mage's talents.
Which I do not
If you
possess.
had a notion to learn such a skill for yourself, sadly, you must remain disappointed.
Yep. You spend a lot of time as an animal.
There were nights when the wilds called to me, 'tis true. You look upon the world around you and you think you know it well. I have smelled it as a wolf, listened as a cat, prowled shadows that you never dreamed existed. But my life is as a human. I am under no illusions to the contrary.
And what do other animals think of you when you've changed?
They do not shy away from me. To their senses, I believe I seem like any other of their species. As to what they think, I truly cannot say. Just as I am still human, no matter my form, they are still animals. Thus they cannot speak, even were I to ask.
There have been Dalish keepers who use similar magic.
Oh? Then I have no doubt your people do much to keep their talents well hidden from humans. I wonder if I was to ask one of your keepers of the origin of their magics, if there would be any relation to what I was taught.
More than likely. We don't know much about our origins, I'm afraid. I doubt they would be willing to tell you. That would be intriguing, wouldn't it?
Ah, this makes sense according to what I know of the elves. Alas.
That's all I wanted to ask.
Indeed. Have you an opinion on my abilities, then? Am I an unnatural abomination to be put to the torch?
What? No. I think your abilities sound quite useful. It does seem a little revolting. That would just make you angry, I think. At the very least.
A most practical opinion. Far more so than any man I have spoken to. But enough of such talk. Let us proceed, lest the dust gather on us.
Wow, she really liked that.
What do you wish of me?
Wasn't done talking to you.
If you must.
Did you grow up in the Kukari Wilds?
Why do you ask me such questions? I do not probe you for pointless information, do I?
You could if you wanted to. I'm curious, what's wrong with that? Fine, I will leave you be. It's my favorite way of annoying you. It is, actually.
Oh, what luck. What is it you asked if I grew up in the wilds? A curious question. Where else would you picture me? For many years it was simply Flemeth and I. The wilds and its creatures were more real to me than Flemeth's tales of the world of man. In time I grew curious. I left the wilds to explore what lay beyond, never for long. Brief forays into a civilized wilderness.
And you remained unnoticed? But you kept going back to the wilds. I have a hard time picturing that.
For the most part, Flemeth taught me well. For all that I had been taught, however, the truth of the civilized lands proved to be overwhelming. I was unfamiliar with so much. So confident and bold was I, yet there was much that Flemeth could never have prepared me for.
1 second here. You must have looked quite the fool. Very daring. That sounds like you. I can just imagine. Were you hurt? I forgot what the question was.
Equal parts daring and foolhardy, perhaps. Only once was I accused of being a witch of the wilds, and that by a chastened who happened to be travelling with a merchant caravan. He pointed and gasped and began shouting in his strange language, and most assumed he was casting some curse upon me. I acted the terrified girl, and naturally, he was arrested.
Oh, that's funny. That was quick thinking. What happened to the poor man? I'm surprised, or I'm supposed to be surprised you're a good liar?
Men are always willing to believe two things about a woman. One, that she is weak, and two, that she finds him attractive.
Yeah.
I played the weakling and battered my eyelashes at the captain of the guard. Child's play. The point being that I was able to move through human lands fairly easily. Whatever humans think a witch of the wild looks like, 'tis not I. Not that I did not have trouble. There are things about human society which have always puzzled me, such as the touching. Why all the touching for a simple greeting?
I second that. Why do we have to shake hands? I don't want to touch anyone's hands. It's just weird to me. But maybe I'm the weird one. I have no idea. I'm not human. Touching? Like a handshake? Were you upset by all the bad touching? Wait, she considers that bad touching? What's good touching? I have no idea. I'm not human.
Do not speak to me of trivialities. Your culture is not so entirely different. There were many nuances that Flemeth could never tell me of. When to look into another's eyes. How to eat at a table. How to bargain without offending. None of these things I knew. I still do not understand it all, truth be told, but then I gave up long ago any hope of doing so. When I returned to the wilds last, I swore to Flemeth that I had no intention of leaving again.
I swear, she... I mean, I don't know how to look people in the eyes. I can't stand to look people in the eyes, so... Yet, here you are.
Yes, here I am. Well, let's get on with it before the ground opens up and swallows us, yes?
Why is everybody gonna talk so fast there?
What do you wish of me?
It's like they feel awkward. I'd like to ask you something.
If you must.
Ah! What is on my screen? There we go. Sorry. Can you teach others to become a bleh. We already asked that question, so why am I asking that? Is Flemeth really what she seems to be?
Well, that depends, does it not? What does she seem to be?
An old woman. A powerful Maleficar. A nutty old bat. Yeah? Human?
Oh, she certainly was human. Once. Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The one that the chastened still tell of my mother, to frighten them into obedience.
I didn't even know there was such a thing. I've heard a little of it. I'm more interested in the truth. Spare me the bedtime stories.
I can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire.
Okay, sounds
As
interesting.
the tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful, a fair lass in a land of barbarian men, the desire of any who saw her.
Just how long ago is this?
Many centuries.
Jesus
Before
Christ.
this land was even named Ferelden. The tales say that Flemeth fell in love with Osen the bard, and fled the castle of her husband, the dread Lord Conabar, and that he swore vengeance for her infidelity. In truth, my mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conabar the jealous lord who looked on from afar. Lord Conabar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife, and Osen agreed.
Oof. He sold his wife to another man? Flemeth must have been angry. Seems like a fair deal. No.
The life of a bard is a poor one, and love fades in the wake of hunger. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement. All would have been well had Lord Conabar kept his end of the bargain. But he was a foul man who bargained with coin he did not possess. Osen was led off to a field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned of the deed, and swore revenge.
She spoke to spirits or demons? But wasn't she now married to a wealthier man? So she truly loved Osen then.
That was not the point. Conabar had no honor, so she would not have him. Flemeth begged the spirits to aid her, and 'twas they who slew Conabar. The demon the legend tells of came later. Lord Conabar's allies chased Flemeth, you see, chased her to the wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon, and he made her strong. The legends all speak of the great hero Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies.
Of course Flemeth would say that. Which, she never invaded, or he never defeated her? Even my people have heard of Cormac.
The truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Chastened never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac. Cormac led a brutal civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords. Thus, he was hailed a hero. Flemeth was only attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the great war with the Chastened that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began.
Huh. Do you believe her version? How is it that Flemeth has survived for so long?
The demon within her has transformed her into something else. An abomination, perhaps some would say. I know not. I only know my mother is clever, and she is part of the wilds as it is part of her. But she is no immortal. She bleeds. A blade in her heart would kill her like any other, were it lucky enough to find her.
Oh man, I want to talk so much about this, but I can't. We're gonna have to wait till the third one to talk more about Flemeth. Or maybe even the second one, I can't remember. The legend tells of Flemeth having many daughters.
You ask if I have sisters? I have asked of this myself. The stories tell of many witches of the wilds after all, not just the one. And these tales existed long before I did. Flemeth refuses to speak of other daughters, if they existed. So, should I believe I am her first? I doubt that too.
Why would she refuse to speak of them?
The Chastened tell of a falling out between Flemeth and her daughters. They say that one day she hunted them all through the wilds and ate their hearts. It may be true. I have never seen another witch or heard of one. Perhaps one day Flemeth will eat my heart as well.
Aren't abominations usually insane horrors?
How often is this usually? Always? If not always, then when is it not true? There are more things in this world and the next than you or I could ever hope to understand. What Flemeth became is a mystery. I suspect even to her.
An interesting story. Thank you.
Flemeth tells it with far more embellishment than I, but you are welcome. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations of legend, 'tis true, but I find myself curious nevertheless.
Oh boy. My mother died a long time ago. There's nothing really to say about her. I love her. What else do you want to know? Keep your curiosity to yourself. Well, we don't know anything about our own mother, so I guess we can just pick the top one.
Then you have my sympathies for what it is worth. Which is very little, I am certain. It matters not. Let us move on.
Yeah, she doesn't really care. Figures.
What do you wish of me? If you must.
Have you ever been hunted by the Chantry?
My mother has been hunted from time to time, yes. By Templar fools like Alistair, which should tell you how successful they generally were. Flemeth made a bit of a game of it, in fact. The Templars would come again, and she would look at me and smile and say that the fun was to begin once more.
Oh boy. Fun? You found it fun? You really had no trouble with them. I feel sorry for the Templars.
They came with as much swagger and arrogance as they did self-righteousness. Pity them if you wish, for they held none for us. Flemeth would warn them once. 'Twas a warning they inevitably failed to heed. And then the true game began. Often Flemeth would use me as bait. A little girl to scream and run and lure the Templars deeper into the wilds and to their doom.
Flemeth used you as bait? Did you actually kill them all? Surely more would have followed.
'Twas a game, and I a young girl. If I didn't get to play, I would have been very upset. Thankfully, the wilds is a vast place. Once they found us, Flemeth would simply move us elsewhere, and we would be lost within the forest once again. I did not understand the danger we faced until I was much older. I had never heard of apostates or maleficarum.
Don't you regret hurting any of those men at all? What exactly is an apostate? Do you still think that was fun?
I think that my mother made it fun so that a child did not learn to fear. And I think that it was necessary. There are no trials for apostates, no prisons, no mercy. There are only absolutes, so only survival matters. If the wilds have taught me anything, 'tis this. First, you must survive. Do you disagree?
What would have happened if she got caught by the Templars? Absolutely, there are worse things than death. That's a pathetic justification. You're probably right. I have no opinion on the matter.
Oh? I would ask what exactly, but I'm certain that would be a lengthy conversation, and suddenly I grow very weary. Enough
see
of
how
this
it
talk.
is.
Let us return to the task at hand.
Oh, she really hated that.
What do you wish of me?
I don't think we have anything else to ask her, though.
If you must.
Yep. Never mind. Bye. Alright, we've talked to our 2 companions here. We are to go to Lothering, which is directly north of Ostagar. This is where we pick our companions, and I only have 2, so they're automatically in here. And here is Lothering. Uh-oh. We've been stopped for a fight. Or just a cutscene. Denerim.
And I expect each of you to supply these men. We must rebuild what was lost at Ostagar, and quickly. There are those who would take advantage of our weakened state if we let them. We must defeat this Darkspawn incursion, but we must do so sensibly and without hesitation.
Your lordship, if I might speak. You have declared yourself Queen Anora's regent, and claim we must unite under your banner for our own good. But what of the army lost at Ostagar? Your withdrawal was most fortuitous.
Everything I have done has been to secure Ferelden's independence. I have not shirked my duty to the throne, and neither will any of you!
The Banorn will not bow to you simply because you demand it.
Understand this. I will brook no threat to this nation from you or anyone.
Bantegan, please!
Your Majesty, your father risks civil war. If Eamon were here...
Bantegan, my father is doing what is best.
Did he also do what was best for your husband, your Majesty?
She truly believes that her father is a good person. Uh-oh. Dog. And Darkspawn. Oh yes, you will die.
I sense some darkspawn.
Do you? I think I do too. Oh good. They're like right in there. That sweep's gotta be good thing. All of them. Would you guys please, for the love of God, attack this one?
And I'm on.
Thank you.
All right,
No back! Not bad at
Ooh,
all.
I had a sliver of health. He wags his tail happily in pants. Those Darkspawn didn't hurt you, boy, did they? Ugh, I hate dogs. Shoo, go away. I think this is the Madbari I helped cure back at Ostagar. Pet the hound.
I think he was out there looking for you. He's chosen you. Mabari are like that. They call it imprinting.
Does this mean we're going to have this mangy beast following us about now? Wonderful.
He's not mangy.
I've always wanted a dog like this. Maybe it's meant to be. But I don't want a dog. Too much responsibility. If you like him, you can have him. He can come, but he'd better make himself useful. Eh. Happy Bark. Oop, we get to name him. Those of you who are Fallout fans, I am going to name him Dogmeat. Yes. Why? I don't know. I just do every time. For some reason, I just name them Dogmeat. Party approval. Okay, thanks. We're far... I already knew that. Is there anything else? No? I'm being forced to stay on the path here. Okay. Yes, let us go forth.
Wake up, gentlemen! More travelers to attend to. Led by an elf, of all things.
Thanks.
They don't look much like them others, you know. Maybe we should just let these ones pass.
Nonsense. Greetings, travelers!
Highwaymen, preying on those fleeing the Darkspawn, I suppose.
They are fools to get in our way. I say, teach them a lesson.
I agree.
How is that any way to greet someone? A simple 10 silvers and you're free to move on.
You should listen to your friend. We're not refugees.
What did I tell you? No wagons, and this one looks armed.
The toll applies to everyone, Heinrich. That's why it's a toll, and not, say, a refugee tax.
Oh, right. Even if you're no refugee, you still gotta pay.
Forget it. I'm not paying.
Well, I can't say I'm pleased to hear that. We have rules, you know.
Right. We get to ransack your corpse then. Those are the rules.
Do you really want to fight a Grey Warden? You can certainly try.
Well, this is going nowhere. Let's finish this, gents.
Yeah!
Let's get him down first. He's gonna be the biggest pain in my ass.
Ha! Let's wipe them out quickly. And I'm off. Now we get our hands dirty. Now this is bad.
Very nice. Except... being hurt quite a bit.
Oh, look, it wants to be
All right.
victorious
We
again.
surrender. We're just trying to get by before the Darkspawn get us all.
You picked the wrong target. Get by? You are a criminal. This shoddy operation is pathetic. I could do better. Yeah, I
Yes,
could. Oops.
I'm a criminal.
I picked the wrong
I admit
one.
it. I apologize.
Now you die. That's all you deserve. I'm turning you into the authorities. You'll follow my lead. I could use some soldiers. Hand over everything you've stolen.
Yes, of course. The coins we collected are right here. Just over 100 silvers. The rest is in the chests we brought. I swear.
Okay, now you die.
I'm not going down without a fight.
How do you miss that? Seriously. Oh, and I died because I'm not paying attention.
Let's finish.
Oh, there was more.
Wipe them out. Begin the onslaught. Delightful. I approve.
There's a dead Templar here. And we get a quest. So there was more back here. We didn't really get a whole lot.
Well, there it is. Lothering. Pretty as a painting.
Ah, so you have finally decided to rejoin us, have you? Falling on your blade in grief seemed like too much trouble, I take it.
Is my being upset so hard to understand? Have you never lost someone important to you? Just what would you do if your mother died?
Before
Oof.
or after I stopped laughing.
Right, very creepy. Forget I asked.
What do you want to talk about, Alistair? Just get to the point. You have been very quiet.
Anyway, I thought we should talk about where we intend to go first.
I'll figure it out. Let's just keep going. We should try and use these treaties, I assume.
I agree. Have you looked at them?
No, not yet.
There are 3 main groups that we have treaties for. The Dalish Elves, the Dwarves of Orzammar, and the Circle of Magi. I also still think that Arleman is our best bet for help. We might even want to go to him first.
We can't go to him first. I'll figure it out as we go. Then we need to find these people. We usually
I can give
figure
you
it out as we
directions
go,
if
but
you
I
like.
clicked the wrong one. No, I don't need
Then
directions.
you have a plan.
I'm ready, let's get going.
Fair enough. Let's head into the village whenever you're ready.
Well... Dang it, I keep pressing the shift. Can we kill the chicken? No, it just says chicken. I don't think any of these people have
Stop
anything
looking at
to
me,
say.
mongrel. I have nothing you want. Why do you keep staring at me so, you flea-ridden beast? Can you not tell when you are not wanted?
Ooh.
I enjoy company of creatures of the wild, not stench-ridden domesticated wolves. And he persists. Maddening!
He just wants you to love him.
Yes.
That's all he wants. I should thank these refugees for giving me their shit. Yeah, I think they're all...
A few knights have come through here, searching for some holy artifact. Not one of them stopped to help.
Of course not. They're not here to help. Farmer. Templar.
You there. If you're looking for safe shelter, I'll warn you. There's none to be found.
It's just a guess, but I'm thinking everyone in Lothering is aware of the approaching Darkspawn horde.
You think? It says these people were robbed. We can't talk to her, but we can talk to the child and him.
Greetings to you, milady. If it isn't too much to ask, might you be able to spare some bread?
What happened to you?
We thought it would be safer in Lothering, that the Terran would bring his soldiers here. But bandits attacked us and took everything. Our food, our clothes, my daughter's pet lamb. Nobody cares about a few elves like us. Surely you understand.
I'm sorry for your situation, but I cannot help. I met those bandits. They're dead now.
You killed them?
That's wonderful news. Perhaps our belongings are still there.
I can't thank you enough, friend. Even if we don't get everything back, it's good to know others will be safe.
Wait. Don't you want coin? Fine.
Oh, right. And I'm off.
Back off. I have the right to charge what I wish.
You profit from their misfortune. I should have the Templars give away everything in your carts.
You wouldn't dare. Any of you step too close to my goods and I'll...
It's so nice to see everyone working together in a crisis. Warms the heart.
Oh, you there. You look able. Would you care to make a tiny profit helping a beleaguered businessman?
A beleaguered businessman? Solve this yourselves. I'm not getting involved. Why would I want to help you? Get rid of the tiny part and I'll consider it.
I'm not the only one with some business sense.
He is charging outlandish prices for things people desperately need. Their blood is filling his pockets.
It is only survival of the fittest. All of these cretins would do the same in his shoes, given the chance.
It's true.
I have limited supplies. The people decide what those supplies are worth to them.
You bought most of your wares from these very people last week. Now they flee for their lives, and you want to talk business?
Look, stranger, I've 100 silvers if you drive this rabble off, starting with that priest. I'm an honest merchant, nothing more.
Can you bump it up to at least a gold? Can you beat that offer, sister?
You want me to bid against him? We don't have that kind of coin.
100 silvers isn't worth shit, mind you. Solve this yourselves. I'm not getting involved. Then it's time for you to go, isn't it?
You would actually do the bidding of this evil little man.
Absolutely.
Fine. May your heartlessness bring you exactly what you deserve.
A fine sentiment, if I've ever heard one.
You're so nice. I bet you make allies everywhere you go.
Yep.
Serve that wench right. You have my thanks. And 100 silvers, yes?
I want nothing to do with the chantry. Oh, and a discount.
Right, fair enough. But only you.
Okay. Let's see what you have then.
This way. And beware the urchins. They have grabby little hands.
Yes, they do tend to. Get rid of some of this crap. Oh yeah, Morgan's in our party now. Okay, it's no better than what she actually has. We're only gonna sell one. I guess I can switch this back to me now. Oh yeah, we need to give that to Morgan. Okay, we'll keep that one. Let's, first... no. Oh, right, we wanted to give her shoes. Right. We can sell everything else.
Oh, friend. Care to take advantage of your discount?
Yes.
This way. And beware the urchins. They have grabby little hands.
I forgot to give that to Alistair. Ooh, that I could use. These are gifts. Alright. gonna keep that garnet for a later quest. Same with the lifestone. We're gonna need that for a later quest. He does not have any elf root. That's annoying. Might need that gift for later. We're gonna take all of these. I think we're good on lyrium potions. That's actually really good. Is it better than what Morgan has? Yes, we're gonna buy that for her. Give him that. Alright.
Hello, friend. Care to take advantage of your discount?
Yes.
This way.
Okay. I didn't want him talking forever. We'll get rid of that. Alright. Now, can I loot these? Thank you.
The Chanters are still operating their board. Now that's dedication.
What's going on over here?
The legions of evil are on your doorstep. They will feast upon our hearts. There is nowhere to run. This evil will cover the world like a plague of locusts.
Please, you're scaring the children.
Better to slit their throats now than let them suffer at Darkspawn hands. There!
Jeez.
One of their minions is already amongst us. This woman bears their evil stench. Can't you not see the vile blackness that fills her?
Ignore him, people. I know I intend to. Why don't you keep your voice down? Is no one going to shut this madman up? Watch where you throw accusations, fool.
Be my guest. I've no urge to try out that axe of his.
I watched the Black Horde descend on my people. Darkness swallowed the marshes whole. This minion is but the first of those who will destroy us.
You waste my time. Continue ranting if you must. That's enough. This ends now. You poor man. What happened to you? Don't be a fool. Darkspawn can be defeated.
My family. My clan. Those creatures butchered them all. Some of us fled here. But we cannot escape the Darkspawn!
You waste my time. It must have been horrible. How did you escape?
I ran.
We're gonna pity him.
Hearing my wife's screams as they dragged her off. She had hair the same color as yours.
No, she didn't. Scaring these people won't bring her back.
You were right. I will go.
He was right, wasn't he? There's no hope for us.
That's right, no hope for any of you fools. Get out of here, all of you. Get moving.
Why is this happening?
Because. Leave. Exit stage
Your
right.
king is dead. There is no hope.
Is he still gonna scream even though he's not there? Alright, we're gonna stop here for today and continue searching Lothering in the next video. I hope you all enjoyed. Oh shit, I forgot what part I'm on anymore. And I'll see you all next time. Until we meet again.